Right. I think we're ready. Hopefully the sound is okay. I haven't streamed Final Fantasy in a few days now, so yeah. Hopefully we're not running into any issues. Okay. I think we have sound. I think we're good. As good as we can be. First of all, good evening. And I know it's at like 9:10. For my start of the stream. I thought I was gonna be late because I was setting up the camera, and for some reason my camera just decided to show the front camera instead of the back camera, as I'm using my phone as a camera, right? And yeah, I managed to fix that, and yeah, so I think we're ready to go. I just kind of wanna make this layout actually just a little bit prettier. I made a new layout for today, and I just kind of wanted to have a game on it as well, even though it might not be, I don't know, the best moment for it or whatever, but it's still gonna be there regardless, so that yeah, we at least have something. As I said, first of all, good evening. I hope you are doing as well as you can. I'm doing okay. I'm actually coping. And before I actually start playing today, I wanted to talk about a few things. A few things that are, I think, of extreme importance right now. And I actually just kind of wanted to bring them up, even though this is a Final Fantasy stream. And in the past few weeks, I've been committing to Final Fantasy streams to bring, and I'm very happy about that. Actually, I am very excited to be streaming FF, and there are some things that I would like to bring up regarding the recent events over at World of Warcraft. Which, for those of you who are new to my channel, is something that I used to stream and play exclusively before. Like, never ever have I thought that I would one day just be at the point where I'm both playing and streaming another game and being happy in that game and having another community and another MMO. Like, those things for me were unheard of, pretty much. And this actually, at first, came out as a big shock for me, that I'm actually this happy. Like, I remember this kind of, happiness way back when I started WoW. But I also think it was a big honeymoon thing, because WoW was my first MMO and everything seemed perfect. And now when I look back at it and I know a lot more about MMOs, I know that there were some burning issues that I didn't notice back then. And I'd say that I'm not a super experienced MMO players in such a way that I played like a bunch of MMOs in my life, but at least now when I start a new MMO, I can tell like which things are okay and which things are not okay in a game, and especially in a community. I've been a part of Blizzard and World of Warcraft community for about 6 years now. I used to stream Hearthstone and play Hearthstone both competitively and, as just, a streamer with fun decks and whatnot. And Hearthstone was my first big WoW breakup. Do you say breakup? Like, I love that game. I loved it to death. But then things started happening both inside of the community and when it comes to like the game's changes. Like, the game just stopped being what it used to be when they introduced like 4 expansions a year and all these like collection items and collection packs, where if you buy like a pack of, just like a big lump of cards for like $50 or $80 or whatever, you get like a special kind of frame and a card back and whatnot. And as greetings, welcome. And as a collectionaire, I found that very troubling, because my husband and I both used to play Hearthstone, and we were like bordering with being obsessed about the game. Like, the game was our life. We even went on a honeymoon in Amsterdam back in 2000, what was that, 2018 or something, on like when there was the Hearthstone World Championship in Amsterdam, and I think that was the last actual World Championship. Later on it was only like a BlizzCon event, and we never went to BlizzCon. And we met Ben Brode and all of our, heroes and players that we used to look up to, and that was just such an incredible experience for us. It was a dream come true to be in this area, just filled with enthusiasm, with people who came over there to see the players who they would normally watch like at home from their beds or chairs or whatever, watch them stream, watch them talk about the game and stuff. It was such an exciting time for me, and I will always remember my time as a Blizzard player, not just as a WoW player, because Hearthstone was a big part of my life as well. Like, I will always remember it fondly up until some point of both my Hearthstone journey and WoW journey. Like when I felt like I can't keep up with the game anymore as a competitive player, when I was unable to establish a collection as a standard player, where I didn't have to disenchant a bunch of cards to be able to craft a card that I need for tomorrow's tournament. Like, if I was able to do that, if I had enough money, first of all, to play the game that I loved, I would have done it. But if I still loved the game, I would have done it. The point was that I felt like the money that both my husband and I were investing into Hearthstone at some point just became a little bit too much. It was, I don't know, every 4 months there would be a new expansion, and we'd save up a ton of gold to buy cards for the new expansion, but also we would spend like 80 euros per person, so it was like 160 euros or dollars or whatever per person per expansion, and you can do the math and see how much that actually is on a yearly level. And that's not a big amount of money, probably, for some of you who are watching this, video or live stream or whatever, because I don't know, $500 or $600 or whatever, like, that's not a big deal in America. And I can say that because I lived in the States, so I kind of know how much like $500 or whatever is worth. But in Serbia, where we're from and where we currently are, $500 or 500 euro or whatever, that's around an above average Serbian monthly salary. It's a bunch of money. So that meant that, like, when our child was born, we were still playing Hearthstone, but we soon realized that basically we would just be renouncing one salary per year so we can play Hearthstone. And if you have a kid, you know that you can't really do that. So we were like, okay, let's find a free alternative. And our free alternative for a while was Dota Underlords, and it was okay. But like, I soon realized that, like, I have no love for these kinds of systems anymore. And that's when I decided to retreat for a while and just rethink my decisions. And I really missed WoW. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go play WoW, and I'm going to start streaming WoW again, and I'm going to start making content. And I was very happy to be making content, and I was so excited when Shadowlands came around, because, yeah, it's like, this is kind of like a similar joke that, like, my chat and I had. Like, it was like either like buying diapers this month or playing Hearthstone or whatever. Like, it became that expensive and we just couldn't justify it to ourselves anymore. But in the long run, we realized that we were happier without Hearthstone. So yeah, Shadowlands came around and I started my YouTube channel. I remember having around 70 subscribers in, I don't know when that was. That was like October or whatever. Like, I streamed a little bit of Dota Underlords. I played a little bit of it. I didn't do any guides or anything like that. I tried some version of like weekly overview of like the patches and stuff. That didn't work out. But like, when Shadowlands came around, my channel exploded. Like, my channel just went up in the air. I've really put a lot of time and a lot of effort into educating myself on how to provide good, valuable content to people, how to give it my best, how to serve as a content creator and not be a star. And that's what I've been doing. And I've been focusing, like, throughout my WoW journey, I've been focusing on just creating stuff for, you know, for beginners, for returning players, for busy people who don't have a lot of time on their hands. And that worked out. That really did work out. Shadowlands got me partnered on YouTube, and I've undergone a tremendous amount of success. Like, I mean, I'm sitting at, like, I don't know, 3.4k subs or something like that. In someone's eyes, it may not seem like a lot, but I started from 0 a year ago. And for me, that's a lot. It's a lot of success, considering that I didn't bring any of my, like, almost any of my previous, like, audiences, like Hearthstone audience, Dota Underlords audience, whatever, except for some dear friends who actually stuck around and stayed within the community and continued to just follow my journey. And I appreciate those people so much, because they were so supportive over the years, and it's just amazing and beautiful to have them in the community. And thank you so much for that, if you're here, if you're listening. But yeah, Shadowlands came around, and see, this is the thing. Like, I want to start talking a little bit about the events that have happened in the past 2 days, and I can't help but feel, first of all, this overwhelming guilt. Like, it's not that I'm guilty of, like, not knowing things that I wasn't even supposed to know. Like, I am a content creator, but I'm in no way, like, connected or affiliated with anyone who has undergone the stuff inside of you know, Blizzard Activision, call it whatever you may. I don't know anyone. And I was in the dark. I got my channel partnered on the back of Shadowlands, exclusively in the dark of what was going on in the community. And now that I look back on the events that have been happening throughout those 2 years, you know, maybe we had some feelings about, like, why, you know, Shadowlands content was delayed, why there was nothing going on and stuff. And I can only imagine, like, what those people who were affected by all these things were feeling, what they were going through. And I even I read, like, in the lawsuit, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm talking about the lawsuit, the Blizzard California lawsuit about, you know, harassment at work and whatnot. You can look it up yourselves if you haven't been introduced to it yet. But I think there's very few people in like the Blizzard and WoW community right now who don't know what I'm talking about. But if you don't, that's pretty much what it is, and you can search more info on it. But I read that, like, allegedly most of the work that they were doing, like the game devs and whatnot that they were doing, that women who have undergone these horrendous, disgusting things, that they were the ones who were pulling off, like, most of the work, most of the hours and everything. And I, like, first of all, hi Angry Cupcake, welcome. First of all, that makes me feel like a big pile of shit that I shouldn't be feeling this about my content. But I feel so clueless. I feel so clueless, and I have felt like right now I feel so clueless about that time that I felt like I had success with my channel, that I was doing good, that WoW at the beginning of Shadowlands was doing good. Like, all of this stuff, or most of this stuff, or some of this stuff even, like, that was done off the back of those people who struggled and who were going through things that I don't even want to think about right now because it sickens me. And I don't want to be that kind of content creator. And that is one of the, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why I am retreating myself immediately from any future content creation for World of Warcraft and for Blizzard, apart from the content that I already promised to my community, to my WoW community, that I would deliver. And those are the 2 or 3 remaining raid guides that are cute that I'm going to release in the next few days. I never ever want to feel like my work was done and successful. We have an expression in my language for this, and I don't know how to say it in English, so I don't like sound different than what I'd like to sound. But basically, someone suffered so I could have content. Someone has undergone a ton of shit so I could have some YouTube content, so I could get myself partnered on YouTube, so I could feed my family off of that content. And I don't want to be the content creator who's going to continue feeding her family and just like in any way being associated with that knowingly, like knowing that someone on the other side, let's say that the content that I'm currently going over was done like a year ago or something. Like when I think back at like what was going on a year ago, maybe, I don't know, maybe someone was going through a really hard time and really trying hard to make that work, even though they were feeling really bad. You know, they were undergoing some horrible things, and yet they had to pull off some work so they could prove to themselves and their bosses that they're worthy of their salary, that they're worthy of their promotion that they never end up getting, that they are equal. And I'm not I'm not some sort of feminist. I don't go around and claim women's rights all the time. I'm all for, you know, equal rights and equal everything, and I don't ask for more. As a female, I don't ask for more. I don't ask for special treatment or anything like that. If I can, I'll always do more work than what people expect me to do. I really will. Like, I will never expect a man to carry the heavy stuff that I'm carrying, or to do something that I can't do. Like, at most, I would expect someone to help me, I don't know, reach something because I'm tiny. Like, that's about it. Like, I don't expect special treatment, and I don't think any gender or a mixture of genders, if you will, or whatever, is supposed to have special treatment. We should all have equal treatment. And that's why these events just anger me to no end, because why can't everyone just have that bare minimum, you know? Like, nobody here is expecting to be treated like a king or a queen or whatever because of their, you know, gender, or because of something that they think they're entitled to. Let's just all treat other people like human beings. Like, that's the bare minimum. Just treat everyone with respect. Just don't be an asshole. That's the point of it. Don't go around harassing people and just like doing all these horrible things just because someone is not someone is not able to defend themselves properly. Like, here's the thing. I try to think about these situations in a way that, what if there was a guy, I'm not going to name any names or anything like that. What if there was a guy who gets, you know, drunk at work and who crawls into someone's cubicle and like grabs their ass? What if he grabs a guy's ass and like that other guy maybe isn't gay or whatever? Maybe the first one isn't. Maybe they're both not or whatever. Like, that's an immediate cause for a fight in most cases. In most cases, those two guys are going to fight each other, and that's going to be a big conflict. Like, what gives you the fucking right to go and touch any being, anyone who you may think they deserve that, or that they're somehow unworthy of being treated better just because they may not be able to stand up and look you in the eyes, like, at your height, and maybe just just hit you till you, I don't know, can't get off the floor. Like, that's the thing. Like, those things would happen if it was like the other way around. It's a double standard. It's a complete double standard that disgusts me. And I actually, like, this is, I'm just gonna go back to the game just a little bit, and I'm gonna point towards my glamour. Actually, this was the glamour that I chose, not on accident, but it was festive because it's gold saucer and everything. And even though I never dress like this in public, I actually purposefully decided to have like a game capture on here and talk about it a little bit, and just, you know, show you that whatever a girl is wearing, however she looks, she's not inviting other people's hands onto her body or whatever. If she's not inviting, she's not inviting. You know, clothes don't speak. Some people think clothes speak, and the people are worthy of being treated the way they dress. But like, if you're respectful of the dress code in your company, if you're, you know, if you're just dressed decently for work as you should be, regardless of how big your boobs are, or how big your ass is, or if you're fat or skinny or tall or short or whatever, none of your attributes should contribute towards you being touched in any way. Nothing on your body or on your clothes is any sort of reason for anyone, just because they may like it. That's not the reason for them to think that they have the right to do anything to you, to touch you, to make comments about you. They don't even have to touch you. It's not about, it's just not of their damn business to have anything to do with who you are and what you do and what you wear. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's just, I cannot stand behind that behavior, and I will not. Like, God help me if I can do anything to just get this off of my chest, to just get this toxicity out of my community, to do anything to try to be on the good side of this. Like, this is just my opinion. I'm not gonna bully anyone for their decisions, but I will not give any more money to that company. The company that doesn't invest that money into their employees being treated like human beings, I am not gonna put that on my soul. That is never, ever going to happen. And I'm aware that I'm aware that bad things happen everywhere. And that's a fact. Like, someone may say, like, yeah, you know, maybe these things happen. Like, okay, these things happen in Ubi, they happen in Riot, maybe they happen in Square, who knows? Like, I'm not either, like, judging or getting in any of that thing. I know that bad things happen in the world. That's why I choose to stay inside most of the time, because I can't stomach a lot of things. But here's the deal, like, there's a big difference between you knowing about it and not knowing about it. Like, it's about a human soul. Like, my soul, like, I don't know what other souls in the world have for their standards, and I'm not getting into that. But my soul is not okay with continuing to contribute towards something that may serve as a way to continue with that behavior. And some people may say, but yeah, like, if you don't pay your subscription, if you discontinue buying the game or whatever, these people might get fired, you know, like these women, and they're gonna be like in a lot worse position because now they're just extras. They're not needed anymore because the company is cutting back on budget or something. Like, I think I'd be doing them a fucking favor, to be honest. in all of us would be, if that's the consequence of us stopping to play the game and not paying any more for it, that is doing them a favor in the long run, because they would be better off anywhere else. Even if they had to return to their, maybe their home countries or whatever, if they moved to the place where they worked and got harassed or whatever, in the long run, that's helping them, that's saving them. And I'm not using the word save lightly, but in the light of the events where one person lost her life to this, to the fact, like, I don't know who it is. I don't know any details about the story. I don't know any more than you know. But would it save that person if she got fired because the company couldn't, like, support her workplace anymore and had to cut back and she ended up working somewhere else? Would that save her? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't have these infos and I can't say anything useful about it, but there's always that maybe. And I'm gonna hold on to that maybe. I'm not gonna I don't know, this is just very hard for me because it is a company that I think I had the most patience for out of all my friends and everyone, like, around me that I know. None of my friends almost are playing the game anymore, either WoW or Hearthstone. Some still do, but a lot of them don't. And they all quit at some point because they didn't want to play anymore. They were not as emotional about Blizzard, about their games as I did. Not just because I'm a content creator, but because I was a huge fan. Like, Jesus, I mean, my husband and I, we went on a honeymoon to freaking Amsterdam for Hearthstone World Championship. Like, who goes to that kind of honeymoon if they don't want to be there? Like, we wanted to be there, and like, I'm not getting the Hearthstone team into any of this stuff. I don't want to. I don't think it's okay because they allegedly don't have these, problems and whatnot, but problems are everywhere, and I'm just going to choose to not talk about, like, specific game teams or whatever in this particular instance. There's another thing. See, I when I started this channel, I wanted to be myself, and I still want to be myself. And I can't pretend, and I won't pretend that I'm some, I don't know, 14, but like 17, 18-year-old girl who is, like, I don't know, studying, living her life freely, just like enjoying, having fun and whatnot. Like, I'm not a party girl, not anymore. Like, for a while I had my moments, and that's long gone. And that's not the kind of audience I probably appealed to. I chose to be open with who I am and to create the content that would appeal to people who are either busy or like me in a way that they have commitments, they have families, they have other stuff to do that doesn't allow them to just sit and micromanage their MMOs all day long. I'll never be able to do that, not anymore, not ever again, because I have a family, and family is a big thing for me. See, I have a son, and he's 2, and here's the thing about that. One day he's gonna know about this, and it's going to be very hard to, like, I would never hide things from him, and there's internet, so you can't hide anything today. But my son having 2 parents who are gamers, like, he's gonna probably hear it from us at some point, like, what happened to one of the greatest game companies that's ever been around that we were involved with. And I cannot bring myself to imagine the future in which I'm telling my son this story about how the team of World of Warcraft or someone on the team were accused of sexual harassment, of mistreating women, of discrimination, and I can't see myself logging into World of Warcraft on that day, on that, like, in that month, in that year of me telling that story, like, not ever from this moment on. Because it's about the example that you're setting for your kids, for people around you. Like I will never purposefully, intentionally give my son a reason to think that he can be that kind of man in this world and get away with it in any way. In any way. I am not going to act like a person who is able to forgive something like that to anyone. Because what am I giving to him as an example? Like, what kind of example am I setting if I'm continuing to pay for the services to people who have acted that way? That's just not the example that I'm setting, and I can't justify that. I can't justify it to myself, I can't justify it to anyone around me, and I can't justify it to him. And there's another thing that I don't even want to get into because I've already talked about this a whole lot. I'm not even heartbroken at this point that I say, like, oh my god, I love WoW so much and I can't believe this has happened and I'm just so sad and whatnot. Like, I haven't truly loved WoW for quite a bit of time now. I did love it at the beginning of Shadowlands, like we all did for the first, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. We were all really happy to be playing that game because it seemed like an awesome game, and no one could have predicted that it's going to just feel so draining to go through, all these same world quests and the same dungeons and same everything for months and months and months. And yes, those months have killed my love for WoW, but I was ready to commit to it and to push through it a while longer because of the community. Because I have something, and I had something of value to offer to my WoW community. I am very good at what I do. I have set a goal for myself, like back before all of this had happened, before I even started committing to WoW in a serious way. I wanted to fill this hole of missing content in World of Warcraft. See, you, like, on YouTube and in the guides and blog posts or whatever, you have these basic guides that teach you how to turn in your world quest, how to move, how to keybind your characters, how to, I don't know, how to start a quest, how to find a portal to someplace and whatnot. And then you have Icy Veins and Wowhead and whatnot, where you have the sim comparisons of your trinkets, your min-maxing, your, everything that someone who's just starting the game but has a little bit of brains, can move around without, like, looking for a guide, and can figure out how to turn in a quest or whatever, even though it's their first MMO. Like, they don't have content. They don't know how to enter a raid, like an LFR raid, for the first time. They don't know how to spin their rotation, because when they read a guide on Wowhead, there's 50 pages of spells and abilities and everything that they have nothing, like, they have no idea what these things are. And they get discouraged from playing a class or playing a spec or whatever. And I still am very good at what I did that I will no longer do for the time being, and that time being is probably going to be a lot longer than, I don't know, that I can imagine now, because I don't see how anything is going to change instantly. But I was good at that, and I provided my community with a resource pool of guides that don't waste their time. Like, if I'm against anything as a content creator, I'm against wasting people's time. And I'm rambling right now. I've been rambling for like 30 let me see. Where is it? 35 minutes of rambles. And yes, it's the most time I will ever feel like I'm wasting for someone, because I don't usually do this. Like, I don't make you sit and watch like one screen or one, like, I don't know, picture of a game or whatever it is, so I can get my point out there. But this is that one time that I will, and I won't feel guilty about it. Not too guilty, even though I do hate wasting people's time. But anyway, my guides don't waste people's time, and that's their essence. That's what they're for. I don't pay attention to whether my videos are 8 minutes long or not. And I don't know if you knew about this, but if your videos are 8 minutes or longer on YouTube as a partner, you have the ability and the privilege of putting an ad break into your video. I have never gotten myself to the point where I would make my video purposefully go over 8 minutes so I could put an ad in there. It's such a minuscule amount of money that you get from that one ad, and you can make a shitty guide with like the information that you can put in like a minute and a half, with less editing, less time, less everything. Like, you will spend less time, and people who watch that guide will spend less time, and they'll be grateful. Like, I got from 0 to 3.5k subs in less than a year because I wasted none of people's time. And WoW has wasted mine. WoW has wasted a lot of my time not playing. Like, every time I played because I wanted to. I'm the kind of person who doesn't deal well with like internal struggles. Like, I never sat there and played WoW when I didn't want to play it. I always wanted to play it, but it wasted my time thinking that things will go better and more people will play it. Like, I'm a very patient person, and I can handle a lot. And I knew that things in the game weren't perfect, and I often got called out in my comments, in my chat and whatnot, about not addressing some issues, about writing how to farm anima guides, or how to farm grateful offerings, or how to farm pet charms guides. I only did it so those people who do that could waste less of their time. And I never actually farmed out my pet charms or my anima or anything or whatever, but I knew how to do it. And I know that a lot of people wasted less time because of me, and my job was done well, but that's it. And I'm ready to take those skills and go into another game, regardless of the fact that this may be like 8-year-old content or whatever. I know there are resources out there that waste people's time, and I will feel completely fine with making a guide that supposedly everyone is like, with the knowledge that everyone has. If for some new person that guide will waste 3 minutes less of their life, rather than like a guide that like is 3 minutes longer or whatever, but has the same info, just because it goes over those 8 minutes that will allow them to put an ad and ad revenue. That's my value as a content creator, and that's what I will always bring to the table, regardless of whether it's old content or new. And I'm telling you all this so that you know that this is not some sort of goodbye. I am continuing, and obviously not going anywhere. I am loving Final Fantasy, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna get heartbroken like this, because I'm putting a lot of, like, I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm putting a lot of personal faith in those developers, in the community, in the whole thing, that I won't be heartbroken, because this has broken my heart. And I'm just hoping that it won't happen again with Final Fantasy. It looks like it won't. If it looked like it might, I would probably never even get myself involved into it. But I'm ready for a new start in a way, but I'm also ready to take my skills and what I offered to WoW community offer to Final Fantasy community, and some of that Final Fantasy community may be parts of WoW community as well. Like previous WoW community, the so-called refugees and whatnot. Like, I will continue to provide that kind of content. It won't be the same content, it will not be WoW content anymore, but it will be the same kind of no bullshit, wasting your time content with information you don't know, you won't need, just so I could have a longer video. I don't do that. And that's it. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I have no words to express my feelings about all these events that haven't been said around the WoW, the Blizzard, the whatever MMO community out there. It's a disgrace. It's a massive, massive disgrace. It's not a disgrace that they got caught. It's a disgrace that it happened, and it should be a big ass warning to all of them out there, to all the sleazy, disgusting predators out there, that they will get caught. And man, if you're out there, like, if you're a predator and if you're listening to this, like, you better start feeling sorry now and stopping whatever the hell it is you're doing right now, not so you don't get caught, but because it's wrong. It's disgusting. It ruins people's lives. It ends people's lives. And you don't know. Like, you don't know, and you can't know, like, the emotional composition of someone who you're targeting, of someone who you're abusing. You don't know if they're gonna go home that night and decide to end their life because of you. You can't know that. You may think you're doing that to the strongest person in the world, or you might not give a shit. But to someone on a very bad day or a very bad month or a year, that could be the last fucking thing they think about in their life. And whoever you are, however you think you treat people, no matter what you do, you always have that responsibility of not harming others and not getting them to any point of discomfort, let alone getting them to end their life because of you. I don't know what to say. Like, is it possible that as a human race and as people that we've gotten to the point of not even thinking about that, not even considering that someone may be more on the gentler side, that someone can't take your bullshit and wake up tomorrow and feel okay? Is that where we're at? As a race? Is that something people are actively okay with? To just spread that disease of that malice, like, onto everyone around them, and to not even consider that someone's having a really hard time, that someone just can't tolerate bullshit actions anymore. I'm lost for words, and I can't even log myself into World of Warcraft. Not that I want to, but I can't, because every single asset around me, every spell I look at, every bullshit system in Shadowlands, everything I see around me, I can't help but thinking about every one of those things and think, what if that horrible person who has at some point of their life led to destroying somebody else's life, what if they made that mount? that I'm writing? What if I'm promoting their artwork that is a shitty artwork, by the way, because the mounts aren't even that pretty or special in Shadowlands. They all look the fucking same. What if I'm endorsing them? Like, I cannot endorse any of them. I don't know who they are. I don't know if they design mounts or spells or raids or battlegrounds. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I don't want to be a part of anything. Knowing what I know now, and knowing that I am actively endorsing any part of that person's work, no matter how great it is, and not a lot of it is great, let's face that. I can't, and I won't. And that's it. Like, that's all I'm thinking about. If I was to log in, if I was to, you know, do anything like that, if I'm out in the open world and someone sees me on a mount, like, has someone that vile made that mount? I don't know, but I don't want to be guessing. Like, that's not why I play an MMO. Like, sorry for 45 minutes of this, but that's how I feel about it. And that's why I can't bring myself to participating in that any longer. Because it's disgusting. And it's not something I want in my house, in my family. I will not endorse anything I wouldn't feel okay with in my own home. I'm not gonna teach my child these principles. I'm not gonna have him think that it's okay in any way to act like that in the world, and have anyone else support him for that. And that's it. That's it. I just want to say one last thing that may sound like it's contradicting everything I said before, but if, like, whoever you are, just refrain from violence in any way. Don't go after people who play the games. I feel the way I feel, and I can't be nothing but honest about that. But don't go after them. Someone like WoW may be the one thing in their life that's holding it together. Regardless of what's happening in WoW, for someone, that might be their lifeline. And it's not up to us to take anything away from them. At all. It's nobody's business. And it's everyone's unique, personal decision, what they're gonna do, what they're gonna not do. Just, just don't go bully anyone. Or the devs or whoever. Like, we don't know whose fault it is. We can't pinpoint fingers. Nobody can. And we can sit and wait. And even when we know, like, we're not the judge, the jury, and the executioner. We're the community. And it's not up to us to point fingers and be toxic about things. It's up to us to feel and to judge and to act individually based on that. And if enough people act individually in a similar fashion, then that means they agree it's wrong or it's right or whatever. But be that kind of voice. Don't think you're special because you're gonna be this unique voice of toxicity and violence that has the right to retaliate. We don't get to retaliate because that's an eye for an eye system that only brings to more things like this. And yeah, that's it. Sorry if I went all depressing on you, but that's just how I feel. And also, Terrence, thank you for the support. And yeah, I apologize again if I was all gloomy and if I don't know, if I spent a lot of time talking about this, but I had to. And yeah, I'm going to, of course, I will continue to talk about it if I get any comments about it, or if you want to say something about it, you absolutely can, and I will reply. But I will no longer sit here and be like this. It had to happen, but now I'm done. And yeah, thank you for listening, and thanks for allowing me to share. It is important. It is important to be talked about in a non-aggressive way. Like, we can't go around and attack anyone for anything, but we can share how we feel on an individual level. That's everyone's right. And the more people share, I think the more potential there is for any kind of change. I hope that's how humans still work. Last time I checked, that's how it worked. But I'm no longer sure. I will switch the screen to to this. Why do I have autofocus on for some reason, and it's bothering me. Is this still on? I hope not. Okay, if the image is flickering or anything, just let me know. I'm sorry if you had to endure that. But I was resetting the camera before the stream, and I forgot to turn off the autofocus. So if it was flickering a little bit, just sorry about that. Whole YouTube feed has been full only of this, and it's a good thing. And I'm going to assume that nobody is doing it for traction, because that's a completely vile thing. Stalker, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Thanks for being you. I appreciate it. I really do. And there's nothing else. There's nothing else that I can be. And I've been thinking a lot about like what kind of content creator I want to be when I started all of this. And we're all familiar with the term of like being politically correct. And in theory, like, that's how we should all be. And I try to balance that with just, being myself, because if I'm doing this job, if I'm sharing myself on social media and here on YouTube, if I'm sharing myself, and if that's not 100% me, I would rather not do this at all. And like, I have my limitations, and I have my just the picture in my head of like what's okay to say and what's not okay to say. Sometimes my thoughts are probably more angry and just, like everyone else is. Like, you can be as angry as you can get, but that's no reason to just go around on social media and be all of you. Like, nobody does that. And I try not to do that, but I also try to let you guys in, because if I'm not letting you in, if I'm not letting anyone in, then what am I doing here? I'm just, why are you even here then? If we're not gonna be real with each other, why even do this as a job? Why wouldn't I go and work, for a company that will hire me based on my university degree? Or, if I want something simple, I can go and, I can work at a supermarket or whatever and be like, okay, I don't have to be myself here. I don't want to be myself here. I will be myself at home, because at home people know me. I could have chosen that job. And I think it would probably suit me more if I didn't have the opportunity to do this kind of thing where I am with people, but at the same time I'm not with people directly. That would probably be fine, because I'm not a huge people person. Like, I like people, but I'm the kind of person who's probably not a fan of like a lot of bodies around me. I mean, I've never really felt the need for that kind of, social interaction where we would all be in the same crowd. Like, this COVID time and everything, it has worked out okay for me, because it basically catered to my own needs as a social or non-social creature. Where was I going with this? Yeah, well, I mean, this is like the only job where I get to be myself and I get to work with people. And those are the two things that I want. Because like if I was to be anywhere else among people, like in real life, you usually don't get to be your full self. Like I don't know a lot of jobs where you can just go and show up and talk to people about what you think. Mostly because they don't care. Like, or they will pretend that they care, and you will be this annoying guy in or girl or whatever you are in like either a cubicle or at the counter or whatever. Like you'll be that person who is talking all the time and nobody gives a shit, and everyone's just like, you know, just you know, do your own thing. We're not gonna listen to you. And I can't be that person. So I figured that I could only be a content creator if I give people something of value that is, I don't know, that is a good way for us to have a communication kind of relationship at some point later on. Because I made a big mistake when I started streaming. I used to stream on Twitch for like 4 years, out of which I think I was gone for like a year and a half. And I made the mistake that every single beginning streamer, not every single one, but like 99% streamers make this mistake. They think that like once they press that live button or whatever, the magic is gonna start happening. That people have been waiting for their whole lives to just land on their channel so they can have their lives changed. Nobody does that. Maybe in the first 5 minutes or 5 days of Twitch or YouTube or whatever. That used to be a thing, but not anymore. And value is a big thing today. Are you aiming for ARR finale no matter what today? No, actually, because I will be streaming a few. I'll be streaming probably the 2.5 and 2.55 today, or I don't know, tomorrow or day after tomorrow or whatever. Like I'm aiming to finish the 2.5s in the next like few days and just finish with the story. Right now I need to do the trial, and this is like my last requirement to start the first quest of the 2.5. And today kind of, you know, took a long while. But it was for a good cause, and I feel better. So thank you all for that. Like, I mean, I probably couldn't just like sit here and do my job like a robot and just talk about anything else. And feel okay knowing that there's like something just burning in my throat to be said and to be discussed. Like I just couldn't do that. I'm just not that person. And I actually started talking about this probably like 20 minutes ago, and I never made my point. But the point of me bringing up like opening myself up to people or not or whatever, like it's okay to be the kind of content creator, at least I think so, who will open up. Because not because you will, I don't know, get people to attach to you or, you know, be interesting or whatever. But content creation is no longer just gameplay. Content creation is you inviting other people into your living room to talk to them and to listen to them and to actually be yourself. Like nobody wants to come to a house that is pretty much the same as everyone else's, and to the like nobody wants to be around people who are just like everyone else. And this is a way, for a long time, this has been a way for me to make friends. And I don't know, maybe I'm too like, some people say I'm like too like inside of my community or whatever, that I'm an open book. I don't really care about these things. I say things about myself because that's who I am and because I believe in them. And Jordan, welcome and thank you for the kind words. And I try to be like that because you deserve that. And it's beyond unrealistic to expect that someone's gonna be here just because I play a game that you can play all by yourself at home and have a good time. That's not why you're here. Everyone knows how to kill the Titan here. I'm probably the only person here who doesn't know how to kill a Titan on hard because I just unlocked the content. That's the thing. Like, nobody gives a shit. I mean, okay, people give a shit about the game, but not to the point where they will just watch because they want to see someone playing, or even someone playing for the first time. They might want to, and that's okay. But can I stand here? I don't know. Everyone's over there. I think I'm fine. I'm just saying, like, we're all friends here, and we're spending time together. Like, if there's one thing that I know, is like, I know that time is precious. And the fact that it's a Friday night and that I have people who want to listen and who want to talk and who want to discuss things and who want to have, you know, I can't say a good time because today's stream and the topic of it and everything is probably not the definition of a good time. But let's say a smart time, because it's probably just smart to think about things and have opinions and discuss it within your community and whatnot. Let's say you're here to have a smart time and not a good time. If I have a few people who want to be a part of that, I'm like, that's all I could ever ask for, because I'm not a social creature in a way that, like, after this I'm gonna go out, or that, like, I'm gonna have friends over after this. Like, I just don't, and I make friends with my community. Oh, just don't fall off. Oh, I can fall off, okay. I make friends with my community, and that's a perfect way for me to just make friends. Why can I not hit this guy? Am I even... Oh. I don't try to distance myself from the community in a way that I'm like, ooh, I'm a content creator, I don't care about you guys. Like, I literally started this so I could make friends. Like, that was my first ever reason and instinct to go on social media and play games, because the only way I used to make friends within the gaming community, where, like, I would go to just find people who play games, is the actual, like, arcade, like the gaming center. My husband and I, we, like, when we didn't have a child, we used to go to like a, is that like a PC room or like a gaming arcade, or I don't even know what it's called in English, but basically it's a room full of PCs and gamers who play games. And we used to go there Saturday night and stay almost till like Sunday morning, and just, oh shit, okay, to just have a good time there. I probably wasn't supposed to stand there. Oh, for bombs liquid on spawn first, dodge them and run into after exploding. Okay, I wasn't looking at the chat, I was talking too much. So yeah, I think someone is being resurrected. I am being resurrected, okay. Computer cafe, yeah, computer cafe for sure. That's where we used to go, and that's where my friends used to be. But since I got a kid, like, I can't go there anymore. I can't go there anymore, and you know, for me, this has become like the main way of like making friends, and I'm okay with that. And that's my story about how I decided to become a content creator. I don't know what I'm supposed to be. I'm not getting it. And everyone's dead. Okay. Alright, let's go again. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? I have no idea what I did wrong, but I was distracted and talking a lot. It's okay. I have no idea what I did, but apparently it's not me. The chat is talking to someone else. And I am so... confused. Okay, let's try this again. I'm slightly distracted, but I think we should be fine. They explode in the same way they land. Okay, so basically I should just be where the people are. I think that's the safest thing, because a lot of the times I was pretty much alone, and it didn't really feel good at all. I didn't feel like I was doing the right thing, so... So I'll just go where people are. I can't interrupt that. Can I stun him? Huh. I also want to tank him at the edge. Oh, I see. So everyone's here. Cross at the edge so there's enough room for the fire team. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm a very, very fresh tank, and I have no idea how to do these things. I think they need to kill the heart. But he's not following me, is he? Like, he's just there. He's just there, not really... He's not moving away from the middle. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm just gonna follow them because they seem to have a vague idea of what is going on. Oh no. Okay. Well, that hurt a lot. Okay, we kind of survived. It was not a very good thing. Not a very good thing that I did. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do move too much. I do move too much. I'm so used to... playing DPS, and I'm just used to just being all over the place. And that is not what I should do. Like, this one is harder than the rest of the Titans. Why is this one so hard? I'm trying to go where people are because apparently I was in the wrong spot last time. And I hope they know I'm following them. I hope he's gonna die soon, regardless, because there is another tank. And if I die, I hope at least they survive. Like, we're not gonna wipe this, are we? Oh, well, that did hurt. Can I move away from that somehow? Okay, I did get a heal. That's good. I mean, this is hard, but I didn't really expect it to be hard. And I should have looked it up. I should have looked everything up, but I didn't do it. So we wiped on like point something %. Okay, there's still a tank and there's a DPS. Alright, we did it. Why is this so hard? Like, this is not an easy fight at all. Like, doing this for the first time is actually kind of difficult. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, let's give it to the healer. Let's vote for the loot. Okay, that was too stressful. Too stressful for what I was ready to handle today. It's okay. We finished. I was unnaturally stressed there. Okay, now we can go ahead and continue with the 2.5 stuff, and we are indeed going to do some easier things today while I'm mentally preparing myself for actually looking at the guides of the things that I'm doing for the first time, which I should do. And I think I'm responsible for it in a way. I think I'm responsible for doing it so I can not waste other people's time, which is just what I was talking about a little while ago. So it's kind of unfair to go into the instance and suddenly start wasting other people's time. So yeah, that was ridiculously stressful, but it was fun. I will learn this, I promise. Yeah, I have this, like, I think nerdy kind of, you know, nature that doesn't really allow me to just go in blind and feel okay, but I didn't have time today. I wanted to do it before the stream, and I also wanted to just like recollect my, you know, my mind and my senses and just kind of figure out what it is that I want to talk about today. But I figured if I have too much prep, it's just not going to be genuine, so I just kind of winged it, and I said what I wanted to say, but I didn't get to look at the guide. And apparently I still didn't get to put Final Fantasy on the SSD because I still can't see the ball that everyone else seems to be seeing. Is this a problem that anyone else is having, or is this just me? Where some assets are loading more slowly. Like, I have well, I mean, my game is not on the SSD right now, and I should do it. And I will do it in the next few days, so everything's gonna be loading much faster. But I'm just wondering, because of like the server overload and everything, is there like is there anyone else who's having like even remotely similar issues with you know, stuff? Okay, here we go. I think we need to talk to Manphilia now. Okay, the stressful part of my day is, I think, over. So yeah, we're gonna do some light questing now. Oh, you have slow loadings as well, so it's not just me, not completely me at least, but I do take the responsibility for not having my game on SSD. I think it's probably contributing to it. That was complicated, needlessly. Okay, when Philia is considering which of her many responsibilities demand her utmost attention. Do you know what? If you're used to reading the quest, if you haven't been reading these sentences, like, you should definitely read these, because these are the funniest little sentences that you can find in the game. Every time you're starting the quest, like, they just have this cheeky humor that I don't even know how to describe with words, but it's just so funny and kind of gets you into like haha mode, you know, before you start doing the quest. It's actually really nice. I am most eager to address the ASEAN threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. But we made it! Oh my god, I love that guy's voice. The Ishgard representative. What is his name? I don't even know. The one who, like, if they made him in a movie, would be gorgeous with like brown hair and like blue eyes, and he looks like he's the kind of guy who is meant to be gorgeous in a movie, but they made him in a game, so you just aren't really feeling it. But he has this like ridiculously addicting voice that you're just like clicking through his dialogues and you're like, ah. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Science of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise for us to take on so many other responsibilities. And I will point you yet again towards my today's outfit. This is completely the gold saucer stuff, and I just love, like, yesterday I quested like this and I laughed every single time when I saw myself questing, because I literally looked like I was in a casino doing God knows what, and they called me on the phone and they're like, we need you, it's urgent. And like, nobody's addressing my clothes, but like, it's like someone has a virtual crush. Oh, I have many of them. But it's okay. We're all, you know, it's family here. I can share these things. It's okay. And you can too. And I do have them. Like, my first crush that I remember when I was a kid was a Ninja Turtle. Like, you don't go more virtual than that, I don't think. And then I moved on to like the Power Rangers, and not just like the TV show ones, the ones with actual real human faces, even though they were ridiculously old in comparison to my 6-year-old self at the time. But the cartoon ones, the actual cartoon ones, never mind. Do you think that okay, we read that. Lest you forget, Anton ended, the Science need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? And for those of you who don't know that, that's his army. True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Okay, what's your most fun virtual crush? Now I want to hear it, now that I shared very good English. My English is just, I feel like it's a bit weird because it comes from like all over the place, accent-wise. But sometimes I have struggles with like thinking of the exact word that I would say in my language that I would translate in English in that same meaning, and it often doesn't really, you know, work out that way because they're completely different languages. But what can you do? But thank you. Me in particular is ever a steadying hand who I will trust will continue to support the Braves. I am ready for it. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice to say, Teleji Adeleji and his Monterist ilk have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Ruban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I'm to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. That's why we have internet. And so for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. I'm very curious about him. I'm not going out there looking for trouble, as in spoilers, but like, I feel like he's gonna not always be this kid who's just like bossing everyone because he's rich. None whatsoever. We have matters here well at hand. Mon Bruda's research is proceeding as planned. So she tells me, though I'm not familiar with the details. Oriange is, I recently learned how to pronounce his name, is poring over his totems at the walking sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade at will, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. I look ridiculous. Look at this, like when they record me from the back, it's just like... It looks like the most inconvenient moment for me to be called to report to duty here, but I love it. While we focus on that task, my hap you could assist Aphanaut and his braves with their... They miss also talking about her channel moving forward. You did. It was an emotional roller coaster that I am probably not willing to go through again. However, I decided to actually take these first, like, I don't know, it was like 45 minutes long part of the video. You can watch it, like, you can watch this video from the beginning, and also I'll just cut it and upload it as a separate video because it's such an important topic that I don't want it to be lost in like live streams where people might not be able to find it, for someone maybe who wants to just, you know, get their mind somewhere where they're comfortable with it, with the situation. It wasn't just about me. It was actually, I think the whole thing was at the least about me and my channel, even though I probably falsely advertised it as such. But welcome to the stream. While we focus on that task, my hap you could assist Aphanaut and his braves with theirs. It would do much to restore faith in the immortal flames if the warrior of light was seen working on their behalf. Every time she says something important, I'm just looking at my outfit and I'm like, never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound to organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. It just makes everything so much funnier. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. It was. I don't usually take like 45 minutes of people's lives to talk about what I feel about a virtual world and, like, I don't know, news and stuff like that, but it was just a hard thing to process without talking to others, and I think everyone making content is fully justified in getting their feelings out there, because it's hard to make good content if you're burdened right now. Imagine if I started the stream, like, I don't know, an hour ago, and I never talked about it, and I had all of that in me, and I started reading these quests. Like, there's no way I would be relaxed at all. So you actually came to the good part. In a way. But I'm actually just like, you know, it's over and done with. It's not. It's very far from over and done with, but for me, for the time being, I can, you know, take a deep breath and actually have an evening. It was hard though. There are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Rule's latest report. Thank you. I really appreciate that, and I think that's what's hurting me the most as a content creator, to not plan on doing any more like raid guides after Sanctum, because I know that there are people who have relied on them, and I was so happy when I started making content that I found something that people really appreciate, that there was a hole that my content was filling for the group of people who didn't like feel comfortable either with the most basic guides or with the ones talking about the things they didn't maybe understand or want to understand. And for that, I'm really sad, but I now know, in a way, like it's given me confidence as well, because I know I can take that bit of who I am and what I know how to do and just take it somewhere else, you know, either for good or for the time being. Like if things in WoW and Blizzard ever get different, like truly different, not like media different, I don't care about that. I don't care if it's like popular in the media and I don't feel good about their decisions. That's not relevant to me at all. If things truly get different, I will be the first one to, you know, to go back and see what's up, but not now. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others with kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate Ul'dan riots. When you're finished there, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Like calling me on my phone when I'm busy, that's probably what you'll do. Thank you so much for the kind words and for everything you came here to share. It means a lot to me that I actually was at least once in my life like on the right place at the right time to actually just help someone with something I felt was needed, and I still feel it's needed. And I hope that at least I was a little bit of a part of that change that broke the stigma of, like, I don't know, LFRs or normal raids being trivial content. And I hope that at some point, you know, other content creators will be more comfortable with sharing their knowledge and admitting that those people who are doing, like, I don't know, normals and LFRs and stuff like that, they do need knowledge as well. And I'm just sick and tired of people trivializing that. Please, as always, you'll be escorting the commander to Ul'dah, I take it. Actually, I had another task in mind for her. That's me. If you would be so kind and repeat your report for her benefit. Okay, so we're doing something else. Right then. Me and mine been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their ways into refugee hands a ways back. Okay, so this is the old Dawn rebellion he's talking about. So happens we caught a wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketer holed up near High Bridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such a quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for this transaction to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant what caught an arrow while talking to the donut. Yeah, the one that was gonna spill the beans and then he got shot. Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if you want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods. Yeah, for sure. Alright, let's go catch them. He's like looking way up when he talks to me. It's so funny. Seizing the weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What say you? Sure, go ahead. Alright, Angry Cupcake, thank you for sticking around and surviving through my... I don't know, was that a rant? Was that a... What was that even? I don't even know. But I was very happy to have you around, and thank you for dropping by. Thanks. I'm actually really looking forward to this story. I'm so excited about it. And thanks. Good luck at work, and have a good night's rest. See you laters. Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Ul'dah. I expect good tidings. Let's go. He wears heels. I'm still like, is this like a type of like modern fashion, or did they try to like replicate maybe the men's fashion from like way long ago, or maybe is this the part of the culture that my, I don't know, ignorant ass is not recognizing right now? I don't know, but I'm just... He looks cool. Like, I can't say he doesn't look cool, but like he has these like tiny little legs and like these like man heels, and when his sister is around, I actually have trouble just like figuring out who's who. Like, he has his own thing. He's rolling with it and it looks good. In the end, it looks okay. My leg is numb. That usually doesn't happen, but I do sit like in the most awkward of ways. Okay, so we're gonna go to... Where are we gonna go to? Okay, we need to rendezvous and catch the dudes that were spreading their vile weapons to the innocent citizens who were waiting for a good opportunity to start a big-ass rebellion. Rightfully so, but I feel like Sultana really wants things to get better. She's just like, I don't know, like she feels like a fake queen in a way that like she's there, but like she doesn't really hold any power. It's just so strange. Alright, my scouts have been keeping a close eye on the black marketeer, and it would seem that his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nevertheless pose a threat. Okay? Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Lavieux needn't have dispatched you hither. What does hither mean? But powerful men have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you. Yeah, I am able-bodied. Look at how huge my character is. It's only natural that we would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Let us proceed. Let's catch him. Ibut is eager to bring the black marketeer and his clients to justice. Okay, sometimes these texts aren't really that funny, but usually they're hilarious. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me! Let us go! Oh, why am I not mounting? What's happening? Oh, okay. There's a slight lag. Like, sometimes I'm not in the quest anymore, but it says, like, I don't know, it's just not allowing me to move. I guess it's because they are working on, like, the server capacities and stuff. And that's another thing I probably should have brought up. I shouldn't have just, like, had us just speak about these gloomy things, although today is a gloomy day and it is a gloomy week. But for Final Fantasy, it's not. It's not. They are doing so much to actually just help people play the game and have the best possible experience. I am so not used to that. And I am so shocked by the fact that someone so high up, who seems like literally like a mythic creature that is like in charge of all these wonderful things that we have, yet not really like with us, he comes over to us and he explains to us how the servers work and like what happens in like the whole system of upgrading a server to accept new players. I never knew that, and I thought it was such a complicated thing that I never even got myself into researching that. And I've been through quite a lot of server queues, server crashes, server unavailabilities in WoW that I could have. I had a reason to, and now I didn't even feel all that much bothered because it's like 100 queue people. That's nothing in comparison to some queues in Blizzard, and those were not because there's a humongous amount of players that they can't support. It's because you have big servers and small servers, and there's a huge disbalance in those two. And I never even thought about researching. I was like, oh, you know, programmers know. I'm not really entitled to know even. And then we have Yoshida, who just like comes over, writes a letter, and explains to me and to all of us how it works. And my anger is gone. And I'm like, okay, you know, my game is lagging, late, a little bit late, and sometimes things are not showing up straight away. But that's okay, because I know they're working on it, and I'm at peace. It's wonderful, isn't it? I spy the one man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my men and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer unawares. Cool. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let us be off. Good luck, my friend. Alright, let's go catch them. They were so annoying. They actually... like, they were the topic of this whole patch with their weapon smuggling and whatnot. Like, they took a bunch of our time. So let's take their lives. Just kidding. Who goes there? Adventurer. Damn fool, you should have never come here. Alright. Hired thug. I'm ready for you. Maybe. Is there more? Nope. Oh, there is more. Sometimes I'm like, do I AoE? Do I not AoE? Okay, we don't have to. It's like there's so little combat during the MSQs that it feels so important, and I'm like all nervous and being like, okay, I'm fighting now. I am fighting. Let's do this the right way. It's not like kill 12 rats 24 times and then you're done with 1/5 of your quest line. It's actually like, I don't know, like I feel like a non-aggressive person in this game. I feel like I'm actually getting into a fight when it matters. Do you feel the same way? Like sometimes I'm just like not fighting and I'm trying to talk things over with my enemies, and it actually kind of feels good because that's a lot more me than going and killing like 6 bears and 3 squirrels and calling it a day. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'm happier that way. Like when I get into combat, I know that I have a really good reason to do that. Alright, we need to go where? Ah, okay. It feels important. Like, I don't know, my work feels more important. It's good. Feels good. Okay, so here's the destination. NPC to move away. Yeah, sometimes like they move away and I just like remain standing there and I'm like, dude, I wanna go, but I can't. Like this outfit is just, it's just embarrassing to spy on someone dressed like this. I don't understand. What is this all about? Alright, someone's not okay there. Let's go check it out. Are we gonna go and check it out? I think so. I think we need to go down there. Alright. The vision of the Warrior of Light is goodness, which means that your characters usually don't attack first. Yeah, and she's got a soul. Like sometimes she just like reacts to things that get said to her or to me. And sometimes I make a face, and at that very same time, I see a cutscene with my character just like going the same way and making that same face. And I'm like, hey buddy, you know, we feel the same way. It's good. It's actually really entertaining. And that's how the game allows you to feel, because if you feel, you may get these moments of like bonding with your character, and that's kind of nice. As you can see, this is a fine mess. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. So he killed him because he just like panicked away and just like... How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard and to bring in an experienced recruit. It's like kill him before he lays eggs. It's that kind of thing. Commander 11, you will be most disappointed. Okay, well, so much for our merchant. Damn it all, a golden opportunity wasted. Maybe we can catch another one on our way home. As for the clients, though we not know how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk white sellswords we suspect may be them. With that, we could have enlisted the aid of the Immortal Flames or the Brass Blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons. Yet, even that accomplishment is lacking, for the information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but... Well, feels bad. It feels like the 5.5 quests are just moving forward faster, even though I'm a slow quester because I talk a lot. It just feels like they're just like... Ebert would like nothing more than to have this incident forgotten. See, this is funny. I don't know how to explain what about it is funny, but it's just funny. It just is. I will join the first in their hunt for the dusk-right sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Ulda. 2.5, not 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 2.5. True. I don't even know why I said 5.5. That's definitely not where I'm at. In the meantime, I ask you to deliver, thank you, these weapons to Ulta and my stead. Entrust them to the thirds Yu Hase. He will take care of the rest. Alright, here we go. If this was WoW, you would pick up this wooden crate and then you would slowly walk towards like a portal or your home or whatever. And I'm walking just fine. Feels good. And I have a portal, so I don't care. Alright, let's go. What a week, right? Jesus. Like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, I never get days off, so I don't even know when, like, I don't know, Saturdays and Sundays are and whatnot. But, like, this felt like a month of a huge shitstorm that is never to pass. I mean, the MMO community is usually, like, remote, like, how do I say remote? It's not remotely, it's moderately. I don't know how those two even resemble each other, but that's okay. Anyway, we are, like, moderately toxic-ish. Like, nobody's particularly toxic, but, like, there's always something going on. But, like, when there's drama, like, when there's actual toxicity and actual, like, anger and bad events and stuff, it just drains people so much, and it feels like it's just going on and on and on till no end, pretty much. It's just so draining. And like, do you know what's funny? Like, MMO community as a whole is so large. You have so many people involved with this, but then when you walk outside your home or when you go to work, well, depending on where you live or work or whatever, but the point is, like, you tell someone about the, like, WoW or Final Fantasy or MMO community and people are like, what the fuck is an MMO? You know? Like, to us it seems so big, yet it's so small. It's so weird for me to feel that way. Ah, come on. I was very far away. Ah, the warrior of light, ever reliable friend to the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance in Kurthas. Now what brings you to us this day? I bring you a holy crate of weapons. Alright. Is that a sound of... Oh, stop! The crate has been lowered. A gift of weapons! Like, I'm picturing myself carrying this... this big ass crate from the desert, like, all the way to Ul'dah, and either, like, teleporting myself with it, like, just, like, holding it, or just, like, walking around the city dressed like this, carrying a big box. Like, what did people even think of me? A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilbert, you say? Understood. Once we've catalogued the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Flames. Oh, please don't rob me or something like that. I really need this to go through. This cannot be everything, can it? Ryal stated with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Ryal is unfamiliar with the ways of Ul'dah merchants who ever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. Also, this is all he had. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous and that we managed to achieve anything of worth at all. It is still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There will be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the cerulean processing plant. Time for the Fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Eileen, for the freedom of all. My reading just gets in the way of everything. Okay. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. I wonder if this is even comfortable to wear. A word, if please ya. Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time, don't you worry. But I am literally at the Avenue Exchange. Or not really. I still get lost in Ul'dah. I thought I would learn this city. But like... Okay, where am I supposed to... Where is this thing? Oh, it's here. Okay. Can I go this way? I think this is the way I came, and I think I should definitely be able to. Ah, my fringe. I actually had it cut yesterday, and it's all right. But I still have like little pieces of hair that are falling on my nose, and I keep moving them, and it probably looks like I'm poking my nose, but I'm promising you I'm not. Okay, I need to go inside of this thing, or maybe no, maybe not. Let's just go outside to the other side. Can I get in? Oh, no need to. Ah, it's maddening. Thanks for indulging my request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustle and the bustle of commerce means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. That's actually really smart. I'll get to the point at the burning wall. When you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything, leave no detail out. That's not how the first told it. These Duskwids they were chasing, latest word is that we lost the trail. But you never saw him yourself, not before the fighting started and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in me bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken posts. Our information was reliable, goddammit. I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a money lender's books or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty of that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, there were days money flows like water, and the first and third get the shiniest new toys like deadly weapons. Forgive me, my friend, I've a lot on me mind these days, and I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then, best get back to it. I love like the camera spinning and everything you're doing, it's so good. Can you hear me? This is Tataru. Oh, our office person. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you're able. This is actually kind of fun that like you get two stories kind of to follow through and you're like jumping from one quest to another and it feels realistic. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna finish this quest line and then I'm gonna start the next quest line. It's like you have one quest line and people are like dragging you all over the place. It feels hectic. I like that. I need water. I forgot to drink it. Is the music too quiet, by the way? I'm dancing, but if you can't hear anything, I probably look like a fool. There is in-game music, I promise. It's just like when I check, like on the same like PC that I stream from, there's an echo. And I can't use my phone because my phone is actually my camera. Yeah, I'm that person who just like has a few things that she just like puts together and I'm like, I have equipment! Woohoo! It's all good. It's all good. It works, at least. Okay, Tataru says, thank you for coming so quickly. We have a quest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most determined lady by all indications. Okay. Is that the girl that we met? Tataru seems eager to escort you to the solar. Oh, the music is low, but it's there. Yeah, I could turn it up a little bit so it's more enjoyable. Our quest is with the Antecedent in the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we? Actually, like, I understand that we're gonna get introduced to Ishgardians more and more, but like, I like getting to know them like little by little. I like how they're already in the story and they're not like, I don't know, some strangers that we're just gonna meet in the next expansion and they're like, hey, you live here now, goodbye.
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you.
Just take care of the sound. Okay, I think this should be a little bit better.
I believe the two of you have met.
Oh, I know her. I actually think she's important.
I had hoped to speak with Commander Leveilleur as well, but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had...
That's my virtual crush guy. The one who she's working with, in case you haven't met him yet.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm.
I really hope they don't change this guy's voice, because you guys told me that they changed some voices in Heavensward, I think, or something. But if they got rid of the Ishgardian guy, I'm gonna be heartbroken.
Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers.
That's not good.
Since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
Okay, so that was before the big-ass dragon. Okay.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
Like, whatever he says, it doesn't matter what he's talking about, he always sounds apocalyptic.
The old Curthan Rhyme, The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
That's no good.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet.
Oh.
Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
So is there a reason why he speaks differently to like all the rest of them? He's very hard to understand.
Has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the great worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
She's so sad.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Zorma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken.
Oh, okay, so basically they can talk and we can't hear them because they're like bats or I don't know. I was about to say mosquitoes, but I have no idea how they talk. I hope they don't, because that would be scary.
It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Song.
Okay.
Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept?
Is this like an instance or like a raid or something? That'd be fun.
You would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
I'm trying to remember what it was about the Keeper of the Lake. Oh yeah, we dealt with the girl who has a dragon fetish, and then her servant was like, pay attention to the crystal, and like you'll know everything once you get to the lake. So actually we have a personal motive to kind of go to the lake.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
So is that like mind control? Sounds a lot like mind control, or like an instinct, I guess. But that instinct is the kind of mind control. Forgive me if I state aught which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Argyrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. Okay, so basically... Oh, I get it. 15 years ago, as the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius von Belsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought victory was a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Solmer, legendary guardian of Silver Tear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waters of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. I did not expect that in what would later become known as the Battle of the Silver Tear Skies. The Great Worm felled countless airships before engaging the Argyrius. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's cerulean engines failed and tumbled into the lake below. So basically it turned the flagship into Titanic. Yet his victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the Great Worm as well. He sacrificed himself for the people of Mordona? Why in the world would he do that? The same explosion transformed Silver Tear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing ether for most around. Oh, so that's the crystal thingies around Mordona. Yet a remnant of the lake remains and at its center a constant reminder of that fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Aimrich's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the Keeper of the Lake. It would be wise to speak with him before investigating the wreckage yourself. Cool, let's go there. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done and precious little time to do it. Let's go! Not even taking the time to change. No need. Okay, we're actually just outside. We can go. Wow, stressing about these things and the events is such an exhausting way to spend your day. Like, I am much more drained than I usually am, but I'm having a lot of fun because, like, I understand the difference between like having, you know, fun and like being stressed, and it kind of makes you appreciate your fun a little bit more in a way, and you're actually having a good time and whatnot. But at the same time, like, stress is stress, and it's just it's disgusting. I try to avoid it a lot. But like sometimes you just cannot do it. Like I'm often like, when something like this is happening where I don't have like a direct I do have consequences, but I don't have any like influences on the current events that are transpiring over like with the whole situation and everything. I don't know, I try to remind myself of like the other problems that I have, which is probably not a healthy way to escape your, you know, problems and whatnot. It's probably not okay to tell yourself, hey, you got other issues, and then start thinking about your issues so you feel less stressed about another issue. It's probably just not healthy. Don't do that. Oh, this is pretty much where we got this mount. Not where we got it, but where we learned how to ride it. It's kind of nice to come back here and be like, hey, I know this place. Oh, okay, so basically this is the lake. It is kind of a wasteland. It is kind of a wasteland, but at the same time, I pictured it like fully without water. I thought the lake thing was only like a symbolic thing. Levs, okay, we're not gonna do those now. And there's a watcher that we need. Oh, my nose is so itchy from the hair. Like, it keeps falling on it. You're in luck, miss. I was about to word to Remnant's told about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small airships, likely from Castrum Centri, come and go from the Keeper of the Lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. Like, what could they possibly have inside of it that they need? The Castrum supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need for spare parts and other equipment. Okay. Yeah, I get that. So it's true then, the Ashgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again. But like, the worm did help us, and it did defeat the Garleans. Like, why are we so afraid of him? I mean, obviously, it leaves devastation everywhere, but like, well, from here, that seems rather unlikely, but but if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of Agrius, then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. So we can't fly there, can we? Oh, that's a dungeon. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're not flying. I have something selected already. Oh, okay. What do we need? The music got like a lot louder. Okay, I'm gonna quickly go to the bathroom and hopefully I won't get queued. That would be unfortunate. Alright. Be right back. Hopefully it is 5 minutes as they say. Time. What are you up to? Didn't even say hi.
What?
I didn't even say hi to you. What are you up to?
Iron Snake.
Oh, my ears hurt. So you've fallen into the trap of let's do professions instead of MSQ like forever. Are you ever gonna get caught up with me? No? You're not planning on like leveling ever. You're just a crafter now. Mm-hmm. Alright, well, you know what? I've been warned about this. Oh, that's weird. It's like I have something in my hair, but hopefully not, because the only thing it can be is like a bug or something. I hope we don't have bugs, especially not in my hair. I have heard of the trap of like starting with like gathering before you level up. I don't think fishing is a trap you can't get out of. Yeah, Philip, he fell into the trap, and lately he's been saying a lot of words that I don't understand. Like, we go to bed and like he keeps telling me about some materials and like molding and stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I want to go to sleep. And he just cannot stop. He just is telling me about like stuff and fish and like I don't know, like some gems and plants and everything. So he fell into it. And now I'm like seeing firsthand like what addiction can do to people, and I just have a very good reason to do the MSQ because I see that he's having a good time, but I don't want to end up like that. I'm just kidding. I mean, it is, you are addicted to that. Like, it is completely true. And it's good. It's good that you're doing what you love. It's just that I want to see the story, and I'm just like so afraid of doing it because I know I have this addicting nature to just like when I try something and I like it, it's over. Like, that's why I didn't even try crafting, and some people have told me like, you should try crafting, and I'm like, no. No, everyone says that it's too good. And I'm just like, I don't want anything that's too good because I want the story, and once I finish the story, like, the story is not an endless pit. It's not like something that has no end. Like, once I level up, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do, you know, something else. But for now, this is actually not something I'm forced to do, but something I want to do because, like, every day that I don't get to play Final Fantasy and I don't get to do the MSQ, I don't know, like, I feel like I'm abandoning my friends, and I think about Manphilia and I'm like, she's not calling me today because I told her I'm busy doing the gold saucer, and like, we're not hanging out, and I know she needs help, but like, I'm just not there to help her. And like, I think about these things and I'm just like, do they need me? Like, they sent me somewhere, and can they see me? Like, can they see where I'm at? Like, I know this is like getting into like role play a lot, but like, I don't know, I like, my character is like, you know, I'm here like gambling my days away. But like, it's the make it rain, and I have to be there, and I have to do my challenge log because I want these awesome things. And I think about her sometimes, and I'm like, I don't know, like, I'm afraid that she can like open the map or like GPS on that phone thing that we have, and I'm like, what if she can see me being in the gold saucer? And I'm like, I'm taking a day off of fighting your primals and Asians and everything, and when I come back, she's still so nice. She acts like, you know, I'm just like doing what I'm supposed to do. She doesn't like tell me, hey, you know, where have you been, like, yesterday and day before yesterday? How's your Chocobo racing? And stuff. Like, she doesn't scold me for it. And I'm like, okay. Like, I know she's a character, and I know how these things work, but at the same time, like, it feels like she's too nice to bring up these things that I do that I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to do right now, but I can't miss them. Kirk has their own rotations, like combat classes. Yeah, Philip did tell me something about like each item being crafted feeling like a mini boss or like an enemy to fight or something like that, and that just sounds actually really inviting, and I want to try that because I've never tried something like that before, and I think it's just best for me to just experience the story first, because I don't want to stay irrelevant forever. I mean, I know I can make content for the things that everyone can do, like Gold Saucer and stuff, and I actually genuinely enjoy Gold Saucer, if you haven't noticed yet. But I like spending time there, and I think the content that I can make, like the simplified version thingies that I do with my content, I think I can do a good job. And I think I can actually contribute to the gambling community. But at the same time, I want to see like all the rest of the stuff that like I haven't experienced yet. For example, like I don't know, sometimes I open these things, like I open my like, okay, I don't have a housing, I don't know what link shells are, like I'll open this thing. No, that's the travel, like shared fate, like what is that? What are aether currents? And then like where is it? Okay, raid find. What's trust? What's duty recorder? Like, what are all these things? Collection. Why can I not access the collection? What is a collection? And then I go to the challenge log. Where is it? Okay, here it is. And like, okay, treasure hunt. What in the world is the treasure hunt? What's Eureka? And like I'm so overwhelmed by these. Yeah, I have no idea what they are, and like I'm always like wanting to do things, but I'm afraid that like if I jump into them right now, like I get addicted so hard to these fun things, and I'm already so into one. Like I'm already in Gold Saucer a lot. And I'm like, if I take on another one, I will just remain forever irrelevant. I will be level 68 come Endwalker, and everybody's just gonna wave goodbye to me and like go on their merry way. And I'm gonna be like, wait, I wanted to level Dark Knight and play it, but I still haven't done it. And I've never been to, I don't know, the city of Shadowbringers and stuff. It's like shall lets you communicate with people while not in the same world server. Oh, I see. Is that something I need to unlock? Like why do I not have that enabled? Do you have there'll be more updates to Gold Saucer later this year? I wonder what they will add. Oh, how do I wait, where do you get all this information? You seem to have like a lot of info that I would normally want to find somewhere. Like I'm actually not aware of like where I need to find my information on Final Fantasy. I usually go to Reddit. You can make one in Gridania. Oh, is it like a blue quest? Remember, this is not a race, this is a journey. Exactly, and that's why it's so wonderful. But at the same time, no, it's I don't think you guys understood me. Like I'm not actually racing. I'm just hungry for the story, and I know it's good because like I can't not trust everyone who's ever said that like Heavensward or Shadowrings or whatever that is great. And I just want to feel that. I haven't felt that way in a very long time. Like I used to read a lot of books in like the book format before I started reading them on like devices. And like I can't remember like the last time I read like a truly, good book. And the way everyone's talking about the expansions like Heavensward and whatnot, everyone's talking about that like the best book and the best adventure they've ever been on, and I want in on that. I really do. I was talked about during the last live letter. I probably just like read it and forgot about it because I didn't quite understand like what the link shell was. Like a link shell in the city. I see. Well, yeah, I don't actually know a lot of people from other like home worlds or whatever home servers. So I probably never got to the point of doing that. And I should have had coffee, but like it's past 11 p.m. and if I have coffee, I'm gonna have a very bad day tomorrow because I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I might do a few more quests than I normally would. But tomorrow I'm actually, I don't even know if I should call it a day off that I'm taking. It's probably somewhat of a day off because I don't normally do that. But the three of us, the little guy, Philip and I, we're going to, is it like I can't call it a pool. Can I say resort? Is it like, what is it?
It's an aqua park.
Aqua park, okay.
So
I don't know. Like, okay, it's an aqua park. Forget everything else that I said. It has these like little baby pools and stuff, and we've never taken the guy to any of this stuff. And actually, we didn't even go anywhere this summer at all because it was too hot. And we usually go like for an evening walk between like, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. or something like that. But in the past month, we had like 3 weeks of absolute like drought. It was so hot. It was like 40 degrees outside even in the evening, and we just could not do anything. So we haven't really been going out of the house a lot. And there was the virus thing, and we were waiting for that to just kind of blow over, but it's not blowing over, and now it's getting heated up, and we're actually gonna go on a holiday at the end of August. Yeah, at the end of August. And I'm just super worried that, like, in a month's time, like, things are gonna escalate and we're gonna have, like, a lockdown again or something. Like, we're not planning on, obviously, doing anything dangerous since we're both vaccinated and we have a kid, but we're not gonna go anywhere, like, inside because of him. So we're planning on a very, like, secluded and quiet holiday. But if they don't allow me to at least have that, I'm gonna be so mad. Like, I haven't been on a holiday in ages. We actually, last time we went on a holiday was Amsterdam. That was 2018, right? 2018
No.
January. It was.
It was 19, like just starting.
No,
Oh.
because Victor was born on 2019.
Oh yeah.
It was right before I got pregnant with him. It was like January, I think. Yeah, it was January. It was 2018. 2018, last Hearthstone World Championship was 2018. And that was our last vacation. And, well, the last adult place we ever, like, I don't know, was it? Can I even call Hearthstone World Championship an adult place? Like, not really. You know? I was like, we were on an adult vacation. We went to see people play card games. And we ate, like, manna cookies. And had a great time. A water theme park. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Adi, hi, how are you doing? Anyway, adult vacation on a Hearthstone World Championship. That's what we're gonna call it. That was the last, like, place where we went before we had a kid, and this would actually be the first time we're ever going together, like on a sea holiday, like to a beach. Although we're probably not gonna see many beaches because kids, right? All right, let's do this. This is a dungeon, right? Okay, let's not fail these innocent people who are blissfully unaware of how distracted I am today. And I didn't even tell you about my wrist pain that I've been having over the last couple of days. It was really bad. Now it's actually better. Ooh. Is that the inside of the building? That is pretty badass. Okay, I'm not the only one dressed in a weird fashion. Okay. Is the music too loud? Because I hear it very loudly. But, oh, okay, if it's not loud because I'm yelling. I'm like this old grandmother who thinks that nobody hears her, so she's yelling like crazy. That's exactly how I feel right now. But I'm loving this place. And I'm practicing not moving too much. I have taken the feedback. I have taken the feedback and I'm acting upon it, or at least trying to. We'll see how that goes. Oh, the sound they make when they die is... Okay, where to? This way? That way. Can I pull these two? Probably. Like, is it possible that all of the Final Fantasy music is just good? How does that even happen? Like, how do you get to make a universally good product? Like,
You have a universally good composer.
What?
You have universally good guy who's composing the sound.
Like he's like a demigod of a sort or something. Like I don't know. Like I don't know how he does it, but please come over here. Don't wreck my teammates. Don't make me a bad tank. Come over here. Yeah, it gets better. Like my yelling gets better when I only wear one headphone, and then I'm aware of the fact that I'm yelling, so I'm gonna stop yelling. I promise. It's like in my headphones the music is really loud and I get so distracted by it because I get very immersed in it, and then I'm like dancing and wiping my group. I'm sorry for a very mediocre tank experience, but I'm on top of being a new tank, I'm just like probably not as concentrated as I could be. And I'm always consumed with like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm always consumed with doing damage. And I don't even know if I'm supposed to worry about that. I'm always like, I feel like a bad tank if I don't do damage, because everyone's just like, oh, you should be damaging in Final Fantasy. It's not like WoW where people don't care. And I'm like, how do I do damage? But I don't even know how much damage I'm doing. You know what? I'm fine. Where is this? Okay, let's go over here. I really hope this is what we're supposed to be doing, like killing these like tanks and stuff. Oh god, come on, turn around. Turn around! Like these birds, is this even what I'm supposed to be doing? Okay, maybe, okay, I pointed her towards the bomb thingy. It's not a bomb, it is something. I hope I'm not wiping my group by doing so. Okay, so this gets hot. Am I supposed to stand there? It doesn't really feel like I'm supposed to be there. I need to be better. I need to look up things. I need to actually know stuff before getting inside of the dungeon. This is not tolerable. This is not the way to do things. I feel so bad. I'm just kidding. Even if you don't look things up, you're gonna be fine. This is just me obsessing over it. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, someone saved me. Not saying I deserved it. Probably didn't. Because I didn't even use my cooldowns. But someone did save me. I never know if I interrupted them or not. I don't even know how this works. I feel so dumb. Sorry for the rambles. The comparison has the Guinness World Record for most original pieces of music in a video game. And that is fully justified. Like, I don't know. Like, if I didn't have some massive respect for that guy, and I did watch like the cuts from the fan fest and about his story and everything. Like, I mean, if it was like someone who I'd respected less, I'd say that like you can't make that kind of music if you don't, like, I don't know, get into the science of like crazy colored mushrooms and try some. But like I can totally see how all of that just like came from him, and not just like him being like I don't know, a drugged artist or something like that. It's so amazing. It's so amazing that they did this kind of quality music that you can actually enjoy while playing. Why do I not have a turned on stance? I'm sorry. I thought I turned it on. Did I? Maybe I pressed the button and messed it up. That probably happened. Is this something I'm supposed to be pressing? Oh, we don't have the key. What is the key? Do you guys have the key? They do have the key. Alright, let's go. Huh, that sound. Are we supposed to be... Is this something I'm supposed to be doing? Probably. I need to learn this. Like, I can't go through... I can't go through life like this. I'm like desperately trying not to get them to take more damage, but like... Okay, I guess we need to open that thing and get this guy out there. I'm the most ridiculously dressed tank that's ever tanked this dungeon. And the truth is, probably not. That's probably not even the case. And you know what? That makes me happy, because there's so much more to discover and so many more ways to make yourself look ridiculous. I cannot wait. So I'm so excited. I didn't think I was gonna fall into the glamour trap, but I totally fell into it. No regrets at all. It's so fun. It is so fun. And like, I wondered for a while why things are so freaking expensive. Like, I'm not saying they really are, but like on a market board, when you go there and you're supposed to pay like 20k for like a piece of transmog, it feels a bit costly. Is that like, why does it feel so costly? Am I gonna feel differently about it over the course of like time, or is it just like universally expensive? Because I don't know, like, I don't know, is it okay to give like 20k gil for a piece of transmog if it's like one of your 6 pieces of transmog, or is that just expensive? 20k is nothing? Oh, okay, well then I'm just cheap. I gotta be cheap if that's the case then, because I don't know, I have a problem with seeing gil as gold. And I think that's because I still am not used to the like conversion, because like in my mind, like I never had 377,000 gold and like, wow, I know that gil is like worth less. Well, not worth less, but you collect it like faster. Can we I think we can do this. But yeah, I keep forgetting that. And I keep being like, oh, this is expensive, this is 20k, you can buy a mount for that, but you can't really. I find a piece that is over 1 million. Like, what kind of piece? What kind of piece would be over 1 million gil? Why? Why is that ever a thing? Like, why is it, what makes it worth it? Is this such a rare drop that makes it, like, completely worth it for buying such a thing? Or like, why does it cost so much? I'm not holding aggro, am I? That's pretty shitty. Pure white and jet black dye color is 300k. But why would someone buy like pure white when you have like the bone white and this kind of white and that kind of white? Like, why does someone want to look fully white? Is that like a status symbol? I can understand black, because some people just like just wearing black clothes and being like, I'm a badass. I can understand that. Maybe it's the same with like white clothes, but I never got into white clothes, so maybe I don't know. Actually, I never got into clothes, period, because I never used to be that kind of girl with like, I don't know, passion for fashion, as the quest says. Like, that's just not me. So I was like, I'm not gonna care about glamour. And here I am, looking like a gold saucer bunny and not really giving a shit about what people think about it. Oh, the materials to craft it is hard to get. So it's basically crafts rather than raid and dungeon drops. Can you even sell raid and dungeon drops on a market board? Like, some of them at least. Those that are expensive. Okay, so we got rid of the birdie bird. And now we get to go there. Oh, I guess we picked it up. Hey! Looks good and it's pretty rare. Okay, so what is the... like, what's the main way for people to get this like ultra cool, rare, you know, glamour and stuff? Is crafting the way to go? Because I see that so many people do crafting, and I'm assuming it's just relevant because a lot of people just want to look good. And it's like, is it like in WoW? Well, it probably isn't like in WoW, but like in WoW, crafting is only viable up until a certain point where like you need the gear. And I'm guessing crafting, like in Final Fantasy, doesn't really have that much to do with the gear level. I mean, you can craft some gear items, but like a lot of it is for transmog, isn't it? Oh, crafting makes Blizz gear before a raid. I see. But if you wear crafted gear and you never go into like high-end raiding or anything like that, are you just always behind? Like in a expansion or something, or in a, well, yeah, in an expansion. Or is it more like you have like a, let's say, like raid finder gear, like in WoW the way it is? Like, do you are you looked down upon if you have like crafted gear and you don't go raiding? Is that something that people do? Or everyone wants to get the crafted gear because they need it for raiding? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you can always get better gear, but like, are there people who are happy? I should have asked it that way, I think. Like, are there people who are genuinely happy with just having like crafted gear and letting go of like their raiding ambitions and stuff? And how many people actually raid in Final Fantasy? Because in WoW, like, I mean, yeah, people raid, but not as much as you'd think. A lot of people are just happy enough with just going into the raid finder and doing it.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
Oh, this dude is not dead. He's just asleep. Oh. Okay, he means business. If I craft a gear, if my level is too low for a piece of content. Oh, that can happen? I see. Well, yeah, then crafting makes complete sense.
The face of thy Lord, remember, mortal, and fear me.
The face of thy Lord. I've never seen you before. How could I have forgotten you? Have we seen him? I don't think we have. Don't think we saw this guy. Okay, is everyone ready? Okay, I always jump as a little, like, I'm not sure if people do that, but like I jump as a confirmation of like, I'm gonna go now. And like, if anyone is to stop me, I assume they would say something in the chat. Is that okay to do? Like, just like a little jump before pulling the boss? I don't know. Teach me the ethics of the game and the standards of the communication, because I don't know how to talk to people in Final Fantasy. Okay, let's go. Oh, this dragon, I was just blissfully unaware of this one. I do that as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was my reflex to jump. I'm like, I'm gonna go now. But usually other people go because I'm a slow and experienced tank who's, I don't know, waiting on other people to pull. No, I'm just kidding. I don't like it when people do that, but I always wait, not because I'm slow, but because I want to make sure that everyone is, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be pulling this one. I think oh, there's two of them. Okay. So I guess I have to. There's another piece of person there. What am I to do? Where am I to go? Is there a safe spot? There is no safe spot. Okay, let's just stay here. Maybe it's like a radial. Is this like a radial damage? Where I take less damage if I'm further away from the boss? Or maybe we could have interrupted that? I don't think we could have. And I did die. Oh, we needed to kill the ad. Okay. Is there a shortcut? It's okay, like, I don't mind. Oh, okay, I killed the bird. Okay, so we absolutely needed to do that. Where am I? I did use the shortcut, didn't I? Am I supposed to go up? I don't know where I'm at. I hope this is where I need to go. Now I have no idea where I'm going. I think I'm fine actually going around here. Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to activate the shield at the last boss kill. I think I used the shortcut. Okay, everyone traveled here. I was just... See, I was confused. I didn't know, like, if I'm even supposed to deal with the dragons or I should just let them DPS them down, but I guess they do need me. And I did notice, like, the invulnerable thing. 50% blue dragon spells, which you need to pull closer to Midgard. Okay, 95% orange dragon spells, we need to drag him away from Midgard. Okay. Okay, so there's gonna be one tiny dragon, and then there's gonna be another dragon. At 95%. Do I even have the percentages? Okay, so we need to pull him away. Okay, we need to pull him away from this guy. And the other one we need to pull closer. Okay, so hopefully if I'm doing something wrong, I hope that they're gonna tell me that. I think this is what I need to do. I'm not sure. Tanking is not easy when you're somewhere for the first time, but luckily people are not toxic. People are just not toxic at all. They're actually just really fine. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be away from the boss or closer to the boss, but we are where we are. Yeah, I mean, I guess people are not dumbasses. People are legitimately not dumbasses towards me, and they know I'll learn. As my child enjoying the chorus. Okay, so this guy, we need to get closer to him. But I want to stand outside while he's here. Okay. And I suppose I don't want to be here. Oh no. Oh, that's not good, is it? I don't know what half of these things are. What is the blue thing? Oh god, I'm sorry for being so clueless. I'm trying to learn this. Okay, we're doing better than last time. We're all still alive. Somewhat. And people are not getting pissed off at me, so that's something. Maybe they should. Okay, they said good job. That made me happy. Am I supposed to be in a shield? I think so. Why else would there be a shield? There will be another bird. Is that the one we're fighting already, or I'm not sure if I was late with reading the chat. You guys are like cliff notes. You're awesome. Okay. I'm just gonna be here. We made it! I learned! And people were nice. That feels so good, actually. Thank you for teaching me. Well, that was really nice. Okay, let's see who was the most helpful. This guy was really helpful. Okay, what now? Okay, let's open this and let's see. Whatever. Alright! Oh, people are so nice! And they're like, ooh, you learned! Alright, well, that's pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with this experience. People were nice, and you guys were nice. Everyone's so nice. I'm just really happy here. Okay, I'll get better. I will get better. I just, need to step over that initial hurdle of not knowing shit, and I'll be fine. This is what's bringing me, back into the game over and over again. I haven't been excited about doing dungeons for a long time. Okay, so we need to figure out why we were wrong to battle the dragons. That's the part that I don't yet understand. But he needs to tell us, now, because it's been confusing me for 2 patches now.
Speak, mortal, and I shall listen.
Oh no, you need to speak, because I don't know what I did wrong.
Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn.
Okay, that's ominous. That doesn't sound good at all. They're our new partners.
Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds.
Did we, bring this guy to life?
Do not forget. We do not forgive.
This guy is not happy. Doing my first run of Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, it is a really good story. I'm so satisfied with the story. And, there always have to be dragons. And I have a feeling that Final Fantasy XIV is not selling their dragons cheap. They're actually just completely, utterly badass.
7 children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution.
Who's he talking about?
I rise to join in the chorus.
Guys, I think we summoned him. I think we actually are legitimately to blame for this. We woke up like Deathwing. Oh god. Oh, I get more minions from the story, or?
Powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end.
What are you talking about? Oh, she looks as confused as I am.
Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen.
Wait, me?
Hearken to me, Hydaelyn.
Okay, that's our crystal.
I remember, and I consent.
Consent? Consent to what? You, man, are cryptic beyond my comprehension.
Mortal, I shall not harm thee.
Like, there are things that are far worse than us getting harmed, I think. Oh, how is this not harming me? Is that like... Am I gonna have like the jailer's hole? No jailer's hole, okay. What in the world? My effects in my headphones are very loud and I'm very jumpy, I'm sorry. Like, look at my outfit in this beautiful room. Wait, someone messed up our crystals. Like, I spent a whole expansion collecting those. And now they're gone? What the...
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker.
What? Iberboss, good evening. How are you doing?
Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine.
So the dude legitimately said Ishgard will burn? But he's not the one to set it on fire?
I did but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
Then you're really gone on forever, FFX, you're right. I mean, this is just getting more confusing by the minute, but yeah, I'm doing well tonight. Actually, a lot better than you know, before the stream, because I unburdened myself, I guess, and now I'm okay. I'm just utterly perplexed by whatever this wormling has to say to us.
Much by her grace, but no more.
So he broke our protection, in a way. Like, whatever did he do to us? He destroyed all my work. Like, I just came over here. No. No, that's the cutest little thing.
Covenant binds me to thee.
What are you? And who allowed you such cuteness?
I shall watch, listen, and wait.
No. What's your heart comment with it? Thanks for that good info. I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, it's actually a lot easier to change a covenant than people think. And I think there's like a little bit of resentment towards it, and then people decide not to do it. But it's actually fairly easy. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's mine? I get to have that?
Fight and struggle, if it be
Oh.
man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp.
I'm actually not sure if they nerfed anything. I don't think they nerfed the quests. I think it takes the exact same amount of time to go from one covenant to another, which is a damn shame. So I get a minion, and I'm still not sure. I'm not sure if I'm actually on this guy's side, because the lady who likes the dragons, she told us that we're fools for basically being who we are. And then now this guy is like, if you want to, you're gonna fight me, but you're gonna fail because you're wrong. Yeah, I think there's a. Yeah, I think it's 2 resets. Like, overall, the whole process is 2 resets. Drink of her body, and then doth mine own find new life. So he's using someone like a unicorn.
When it had grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice.
When it hath grown from... Is there anyone in the chat who understands what this guy is talking about without knowing the further story? Am I supposed to be utterly confused here?
Helldeath a beginning and an end.
Like, he basically gave me his spawn. Why in the world would he do that? No more in Heaven's Word. Yeah, I'm just... Like, I'm wondering, sorry, I'm hunting a mosquito. I just wonder if there's, like, a big thing that I'm missing because I'm failing to understand the words of this dragon, and that's kind of what I'm like, what about? Okay, if I'll figure it out, then... You may summon Midgard somewhere by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide on their character in the menu. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna stop right now. Let's do that. Okay, that's a minion roulette. I have this little cucumber guy who I'm gonna be very unhappy about this minioning. I was about to say dismounting, but you know. Let me see. I'm still not used to social. That's not what I'm looking for. Minion guide. Okay, here we go. Okay, I need to. Okay, this is a random minion thing. We have to summon it. Where is it? It's truly, utterly mine. Look at him! Oh, I need to do that. Thank you for reminding me. I was actually about to ask how to put the percentage up because I obviously do not have it. Look at that! Look at... Oh my... It moves so beautifully. Look at him go, and he flies! And if you stand still or sit down, he will go on your shoulder. He will do what? Okay, we're gonna test that. Sit? Okay, that's not how I do sit. Sit. I sit. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Hello. Hello. Is he gonna ever? Like, I'm looking at him like, come over here. Oh, I have to target it first. He's not doing anything. I did beckon at it. Oh, it's his idol thing. Oh, he's coming! He's coming! He's coming! He's not coming. We have to wait for this now. We have to wait for this. Maybe I should stand up. Maybe is it gonna work if I'm sitting? Come on. Come here. Come in. Come here. Sit down. I want to see it. Like, now, if you guys are trolling me, I'm gonna be so sad. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna try standing up. Will you be my friend? Now. Be my friend. Now. Now. Look at his tiny little skinny body that is gonna grow like 50 times in size. He's abandoning me. He's just not coming on. I'm gonna do it again. I'm like waving at the thing. Come on! I did it, and nothing's happening. He's just staring at me like, who are you? He's doing something. No, he's just moving away. How do I get him to sit? Doesn't work because of his personality type? What in the world is a personality type? Is it like I got a bad dragon instead of like a good one? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That like he could have been nice, but he isn't? But don't click on him. Alright. I'll go and turn in my quest, and then he'll probably start doing things. And we're gonna move the window just to be sure, so we can see it. Okay, I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? I'll bet you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphanode left a message stating that you were to return to Rising Stones at once. Oh man! I mean, it has his own personality, like independent, obedient, etc. How do I see that? Dismiss emote mark focus target. Emote? No. Focus target. Okay, I focused it, and I'm hovering over it and stuff, and then nothing is happening. Okay, let's go to the minion guide. Independent. Is that bad? Obedient, independent. Like a lot of my guys are independent. Is this random? Just tell me if the behavior is random. Like, do you guys have like obedient dragons and I got an independent one? Oh, he will land on me when he feels like it. That's oh, he did it. He did it. He did it. I'm so happy now. He came to me. Oh. He did it. Look at me. Looking at me, looking at the thing. I'm like, why am I looking at him in a slightly angry-ish way? Like, that's not okay. Well, that's not how I feel. It kind of a little bit is like the way I feel, but at the same time, like he wouldn't come over for ages. Look at that little itty bitty thing sitting on my shoulder. I love this. Thank you for telling me that this is gonna happen. Otherwise, I probably would have missed it. And I know I'm getting distracted to smell the roses, but if I'm not gonna smell the roses, then I don't know what I'm gonna do in Final Fantasy, right? That was beautiful. That was truly beautiful. That was nice. That was real nice. I'm so happy now. Like I'm getting good stuff. And I don't even have to work for it. No, I'm just kidding. We do all the quests, we did a dungeon, and we talked to a confusing dragon and found out nothing. Maybe I was supposed to see. This is the moment, like when I have a cryptic dragon talking to me, this is the moment when I'd go to like Bellular's channel and look up like a story of that thing. That's why I am one of the people who would just like desperately want him to engage in the lore of Final Fantasy, because I like listening to him, and it's a shame that he feels like he's not credible enough, because if anyone is able to get credible real fast, it is him. Oh, the display HP percentages, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, let's see. Okay, UI settings. UI, is that HUD layout? Let me see. Okay, HUD. No, is that system? Display settings, is this it? I don't think I'm in the right place. You did tell me exactly what I need to do. UI settings, what is that? Was that like character? Okay, here we go. UI settings. Okay, HUD tab. And then check display targets remaining HP percentage. Display. Ah, here we go. How is this not automatically turned on? How is this not? Is there anything important? Hide utilist during instance duty. Yeah, you know what? This is actually handy. I'm gonna turn that on. Thank you! That's actually a big quality of life change. You guys are so nice. There's so much you can do and have fun. Yeah, it's like a good way to just actually frickin' play the game. And just yeah, exactly. Like, and I wonder if the ones who come from WoW, like the players, are more prone to noticing these small like details or whatever because there was like a shortage of them, or maybe they were presented in a different way in WoW. Maybe that's it, or maybe we're just all angry right now, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just actually objectively awesome so everyone notices it. Braced, well, I would prefer it to be that way, by the way. Yeah, there's Moonphilia! I'm always just so happy when I see her. She's like a good friend that doesn't really do much, but she has some insight that, you know, from time to time is useful. But in all, she's always nice to see. Praise the 12, you're hale and whole. What does hale mean? I came as soon as Moonphilia informed me of Sir Aimrich's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it? Then I would hear your report. Yep, that I did do. You conversed with Midgard's Sunrise. Where were anyone else to make such a claim? I would regard it a considerable skepticism. And I'm like telling him all that in my suit. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Is this like Final Fantasy's version of Deathwing of a sort? Okay, less a resurrection and more a rejuvenation for he who dwelleth in eternity, years passing as moments. Or he's more like Illidan. I don't know anymore. I shouldn't compare them. Every story has their good characters that I shouldn't disgrace. Though his words were ambiguous, at times one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Yeah. At least I got the message through correctly, right? She's the next rank doesn't do much. I mean, okay, she has the echo, but like all we ever did with her echo is like we phased with her in the echo once and we saw everything she saw. So technically we could have seen the same thing, but she's keeping the band together, and that it takes a strong person to do that. I mean, clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Aimrich immediately. However, we dare not divulge your conversation with Midgard Summer in its entirety. Yeah, I didn't understand half of it, man. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of Duranian is a great but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. Alright, you guys need to hide me now. For your own protection and for the sake of our tenuous relationship with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. Well, they didn't hide me, but we're gonna hide the truth. Alright. Through the game I gotta go. Thank you for your Make It Rain video. Help me out. Happy questing. Thank you, and I'm so glad it helped. I actually, like, that was one of the videos that I felt like other people would benefit it, but I did it so passionately. Like, I'm so excited about the event that I was like, I know a bunch of people are gonna make this, but I just have to. And so I did. I'm happy it helped. And thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. And I hope you're going to have a lovely day or a lovely evening. I guess it's evening for most of us. As for how we shall present our elevation, just you may leave that to me. Pray remain here for now. Alright, so they are hiding me. And now they're leaving. Is there something you are not telling us? There's a bunch of stuff. Seem different somehow. It's almost as if you're missing something important. Yeah, my crystals got crushed. I want to tell you, but I'm not sure if the game will. Tell her! Ah! There we go. 12 for a fan. Midgard Summer stripped you of the blessing of light. Are you alright? How do you feel? So I no longer have the echo, and now they're gonna kick me out of the Scions. I'm like, okay, but I'm about to get fired. I see, it's a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. They're gonna wipe my memory and they're just gonna send me away. It beggars belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Like, is she really that good? Midgard Summer made mention of a covenant, did he not? Oh no, covenants, not the covenants. One of the ancient myths regarding Silver Tower Falls states that when the waters come into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Wait, he's like a water dragon? Oh, he is! He's the blue thing, actually. He's not like the dead fried corpse that actually breathes fire. He is a water dragon-ish. Althik and Nemea, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Somber ever watch over the source from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder, what if this was the covenant of which he spoke, and was not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself? Well, if he's watching over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. She's gonna start seeing me like an enemy, isn't she? Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. Oh, there he is. Art thou a pawn, O master of thy fate? At this point, I don't know. What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? Hi guys, talking to us. I can't get over it. Is he leaving? Whatever is he doing?
I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale.
Are we gonna tell them that he was never out to get us? Kind of.
I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other.
It kind of does make a difference, because then it means that we have more worms to worry about.
Are coming.
That is no good.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Alphinaud is managing to just be incredibly skinny and has these adorable chubby cheeks that I cannot explain.
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the walls to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
She has a huge crush on the commander, and I don't blame her. She really does like him. I need to sit differently.
And this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Because it's dragons we're dealing with? I don't know. The Ashgardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly over 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet, regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ashgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. Though it was not Midgard Sommer who roared a call to arms, by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do naught but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Okay. Athenoid has a message from Moonbrida for the science. That's the Ishgardian girl, I think. Year I forget. I believe Moonbrida has requested a gathering of the Science. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Asians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ashgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I have completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Okay. That seems fine. Okay, so she's somewhere inside. I feel like a lot of these quests are just like narrative quests, going from one person to another. All done with your talk of dragons. Wonderful, because Asians are next on the menu. Let's head into the Solar, shall we? I think she meant Manphilia's bedroom. Let's speak with Manphilia once more. Let us do that. I'm really enjoying this story. It's such a good one. Okay, Moonbrida. She has a lovely name. And I noticed that they talk like voice to us a lot more in this patch.
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking, I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon.
That's the weapon, actually, that we're gonna use to basically destroy the Asians, I think? Yeah, that's it. The one made of internet.
We're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Like, she always just stands there and asks questions. It's hilarious. Okay, she is a leader, right? And she doesn't, like... Okay, she coordinates. Let's just call it that way.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Asian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Asian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beams, albeit only briefly.
So it's like trapping a demon before he enters a twisting nether in some of the WoW words that I could understand, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around this world.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of.
Are we going hunting?
As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea.
Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White aurosite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over.
I love when they argue.
You need to be told that white aurosite cannot store ether for long periods. Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
She's so funny.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Yeah, you can't freaking carry a mountain of crystals.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport.
Oh yeah, the boat!
What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around, on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's not a good way to do things.
That's the very problem we set out to solve. And I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the great river of ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land?
Okay, so basically we have like a bunch of energy just lying around for us to use. And no one's thought of that?
I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
Didn't we say that we need like a clean ether?
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
We can wait for our Ascians there.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say?
Like, this is just starting to sound like a sketchy plan.
That, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea.
How?
I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
Like, I mean, it would be cool, but I'm not sure how she's gonna do that.
If you think it's worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out.
Okay.
Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether.
She could, like,
ideally, I need an
make everything blow up.
Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentries.
Like, how many of them are there?
To rebuild, and to this end, they have their sights
Oh,
set
wow.
on the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
That's exactly what it is. He always does that.
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides,
She's
you
like
can't afford
battle
to hunt around
hungry.
the bush. There's no telling when the Arsians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Exactly.
Though you have become a Crystal Brave, you are yet a Scion, Alfino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangrid and Papalimo shall accompany you.
So we're all going?
Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Urianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
And as per usual, she's remaining in her headquarters. That's okay, like, we always have to have someone there, but it's always her. Like, I wish she would go with us sometime. Would be nice. Okay, so we did that. Actually, on that note, I think this is where I'm gonna stop for today. I actually will do something that I haven't planned on doing. But I think I will stream tomorrow as well. I want to continue with the story. Today, like the whole talking about all the events part took a while, and I'm super drained from it. But if you missed out on it, you could watch the beginning of this video, and also I'll publish it as a separate video because I think it's important that it stands like as a separate, unit, so people can like refer to it if they want to. But anyway, tomorrow I will probably stream as well, because I usually stream on Sundays, as you might know, but on Sunday I don't think I'll be able to, because Philip, my husband, he's going to the hospital. He's having a surgery. He's getting his tonsils removed, so next week is actually going to be really weird, because I'm going to have way less time to do my job, because I'm going to be with the kid all day. And I don't know how that's gonna affect like all the stuff that I want to do. So I don't know. Some nights I will probably just turn on the stream, even though it's not my, let's call it, original stream night, because I will have nothing to do. I'll be alone and I want to hang out with you guys. So I'll probably do that, but it will be later in the evening, so probably like 9 or 10-ish p.m. depending on when the kid actually goes to sleep. But there will be more streams, and I'm not sure what's going to be happening with the guides. I'm going to finish the raid guides as I promised. That's my last thing that I'm going to be doing in WoW, and then I'm going to say bye. And that's pretty much all there is. There's a bunch of stuff that I actually prepared for Final Fantasy. I don't want to spoil too much to you, but I do have like a long list of stuff that I want to get into content-wise. And I have a bunch of plans. I'm so excited to start sharing it with you, and once I'm done with these raid guides, I'm gonna be doing a lot more Final Fantasy content apart from the live streams, and for that I actually want to be decently leveled as well. So yeah, I'm excited for that, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I will, if nothing changes, I will be seeing you tomorrow, probably around the same time, so around 9 p.m. Central European Time, and that's around 3 p.m. Eastern Time, maybe, yeah. Okay, anyway, thank you for hanging out today. It was a lovely, lovely stream. Thank you for all the support and all your kind words, and just, you know, being here listening to me ramble and just like open up my soul as I couldn't do it any other way. I just couldn't continue with everything I was doing if I didn't just get it off my chest, pretty much. So I'm very happy I did that. I'm so happy to have you guys around, and I mean that. I appreciate you, and I'm excited to see where our adventure goes next. Anyway, thank you for being here. You are the crucial part of this stream. Like, if there wasn't for the community, like, I don't know where I'd be right now. And if there wasn't for, I'm just gonna go out and say it, if there wasn't for Final Fantasy, I would probably, like most of the WoW exclusive content creators, I mean, I'd be shitting my pants probably and being like, what am I to do? You know, like, all this is happening, and I'm just gonna be honest here, my WoW views have not been good at all in the past month, and if I had to rely on WoW only for, like, I don't know, sponsors or ad revenue or whatever, like, things would not be okay for me at all. So I'm just happy that, like, I started with Final Fantasy before all this went down, and I actually have you guys as as people who I could talk to and who I already know a little bit about, so I can share, like, all this stuff with you, and it means a lot to not be, like, on thin ice and be alone in these times of change and madness and everything. So I'm really happy and I'm grateful for that, and thank you. On that note, I will be most likely seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna go, as I said, to the aqua park with the kid, but we should be back by, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. So he can have dinner and probably go to bed, as he's gonna be tired. And in the evening, I'm gonna have time to continue the leveling, and I'm super hyped for the story today. I'm just a little bit tired, and I feel like we're gonna enjoy it a lot more tomorrow if I'm just, like, fresh and I start with it straight away instead of having to do the talk and the trial before actually questing. On that note, I'm finally gonna go. Alright, thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.